Take a look at this brand Honda, a symbol of speed, innovation, and unstoppable grit. Did you know that from a grease-stained kid in rural Japan, Soichiro Honda built a global empire of motorcycles and cars, raking in annual revenues of 15.2 trillion yen, about $101 billion in 2024? From a tough childhood, with no degree to the chairmanship of a powerhouse corporation, Soichiro Honda's story isn't just about one man, it's a testament to the power of passion, perseverance, and daring to dream big. Buckle up as we dive into the incredible journey of the guy who wrote the Honda legend, from tinkering in a small garage to ruling the world of transportation. Welcome to 0 to Billion. If you're hooked by this video, smash that subscribe button for 0 to Billion to catch our latest, can't miss content. 1. A gritty childhood fueled by gears. Soichiro Honda was born on November 17, 1906, in Komio, a tiny village now part of Tenryu City in central Japan. The eldest of 9 kids, he grew up in a poor household where his dad, Gihei Honda, a blacksmith and mechanic, hustled through jobs from forging iron to pulling teeth to keep the family afloat. His mom, Mika, was a skilled weaver. Despite the hardships, the Honda household buzzed with a work-hard ethos and a sense of duty values that shaped young Soichiro. Even as a kid, Soichiro was hooked on the smell of machine oil and the hum of engines. At just 2 years old, he'd stare for hours at the village's windmill, fascinated by its motion. By 8, he was crafting toy airplanes out of bamboo, powered by rubber bands. His endless tinkering left his face smudged with dirt, earning him the nickname Black-Nosed Weasel from his buddies. School, not his thing. His report cards were a disaster, especially in subjects unrelated to tech. To dodge trouble, Soichiro once carved a fake family stamp from a bike pedal's rubber to forge his report card, but his teachers caught on, and his parents gave him a serious whooping. In 1917, a life-changing moment hit. A pilot named Osmuth flew a plane to Wakayama's military airfield, 12 miles from Komio. Determined to see it, 11-year-old Soichiro scraped together his coins, borrowed his dad's bike, and pedaled like crazy to get there. To broke for a ticket, he climbed a tall tree to catch a glimpse from afar. The sight of that plane soaring through the sky lit a spark in him, a passion for machines and speed that would never fade. From that day, his dreams of inventing and creating took flight. 2. First steps into the world of mechanics. After finishing middle school, Soichiro ditched formal education, choosing his love for mechanics over textbooks. In 1922, at 15, he stumbled across an ad for apprentice mechanics at Art Shikai, an auto repair shop in Tokyo. Fired up, he sent a letter applying for the gig and soon got a call to come try out. Leaving his village behind, Soichiro arrived in Tokyo with stars in his eyes, ready to dive into real machines. Reality, though, was a buzzkill. At Art Shikai, he wasn't handed wrenches or sockets. Instead, he was stuck babysitting the boss's kid. Day after day, the boring gig crushed his spirit, and he nearly bolted back home. But the thought of his parents' disappointment kept him grounded. His patience paid off. One freezing winter day, the boss called him out to help fix a car. Despite the cold, Soichiro dove under the chassis, working with pure joy. From then on, he earned more trust, even getting to work on the era's hot Curtiss race cars. A standout moment came at 17 when Soichiro rode shotgun with the boss in a race car hitting 100 miles per hour. The wind roared. His heart raced. It was a rush that cemented his love for speed. That moment wasn't just a thrill, it was a glimpse of the life he wanted to chase. 3. Big dreams, bigger setbacks. After 4 years at Art Shikai, Soichiro wasn't content just fixing cars. In 1926, at 19, he opened his own garage back home, determined to make his mark. With a small chunk of cash, he set up a research lab to build piston rings, key engine parts for cars. But big dreams came with brutal challenges. In 1936, Soichiro entered a race to test his piston rings, only to crash hard. Broken arms and legs landed him in the hospital for 3 months. While he was down, worse news hit. Of the 30,000 piston rings he'd slaved over for Toyota, only 50 passed muster, and just 3 made it through quality checks. His savings were wiped out, and his shop teetered on collapse. Bedridden, Soichiro faced crushing defeat, but he didn't quit. The failure taught him that passion alone wasn't enough. Precision and expertise were critical. To fill the gaps in his knowledge, Soichiro enrolled at Hamamatsu Technical School, but his approach was anything but conventional. He zeroed in on piston-related courses, ignored everything else, and skipped exams. When the principal warned him about needing a degree, Soichiro shot back, "A diploma's worth less than a movie ticket. A ticket gets you a seat in the theater, but a degree doesn't guarantee a job." True to his word, he ditched the academic path, betting on his raw talent to pave the way for rising from the ashes. In 1937, Soichiro founded Tokai Seiki, a company focused on piston rings. Learning from past flops, he refined his tech and processes. The company took off, supplying 40% of Toyota's piston rings and parts to aircraft and machinery makers. Early success put Soichiro on the map, but World War II 1939 to 1945 brought it all crashing down. His factory was bombed and the company went bankrupt. In 1945, as Japan surrendered, Soichiro sold Tokai Seiki to Toyota, left with nothing but his grit. But hardship couldn't snuff out his fire. Post-war Japan was a wreck, and people needed cheap, practical ways to get around. Cars were too pricey and gas-hungry. Soichiro saw his shot in lightweight, affordable vehicles. In 1946, he snapped up 500 old two-stroke engines from the Japanese military scrap most folks laughed off as worthless. Ignoring the skeptics, Soichiro turned those engines into the heart of a new invention, motorized bicycles. In a 24-square-meter wooden shed, Soichiro was a one-man show boss, engineer, mechanic, and salesman. In no time, his compact motorized bikes hit the streets, weaving through Japan's alleys. Locals called them weird bikes, but their convenience and low cost won hearts. This was the spark that would ignite the Honda empire. 5. The birth of Honda Motor Company. In 1948, Soichiro officially launched Honda Motor Company Limited, a game-changer in his career. The first product, the Honda Dream D, rolled out with a sturdy frame and a powerful 98cc engine, blowing past competitors of the time. The Dream D wasn't just a bike, it was a symbol of innovation and quality, setting the stage for Honda's reputation. Hot on its heels, Soichiro upgraded to the Honda Dreamy, a smoother, leak-free ride that fans loved. In 1949, Honda dropped the Cub, a game-changer that let buyers attach an engine to their bicycle or buy a full moped. Within a year, the company was moving 6,500 Cubs a month, snagging 70% of Japan's moped market. By 1959, Honda set its sights on the US with the slogan, "You meet the nicest people on a Honda." Targeting families, the campaign made Honda a symbol of modern, friendly living. The US market was a home run. By 1968, Honda sold 10 million 50cc bikes there, a record no rival could touch. Fast forward to 2024, Honda's sold over 400 million motorcycles globally, holding about 30% of the world market, per Statista. 6. Conquering cars and the racetrack. Not content with dominating bikes, Soichiro Honda jumped into cars to chase his childhood dreams. In 1959, he unveiled the S500 sports car, Honda's first step into the auto world. That same year, the Honda racing team clinched first place at the Isle of Man TT in England on their debut, proving their tech was world-class. In 1962, Soichiro poured 2.5 billion yen, about $300 million today, into building Suzuka Circuit, Japan's first auto racing track. In 1965, Team Honda nabbed first at the Mexican Grand Prix, followed by more wins in F2 races the next year. These victories weren't just bragging rights, they supercharged sales. By 1971, Honda was selling 100,000 cars a month in Japan. By 1980, Honda was a national pride, going toe-to-toe with giants like Toyota and Ford. As of 2024, Honda's one of the world's top automakers, selling 5.4 million vehicles annually. According to OICA, models like the Civic, Accord, and CR-V are global bestsellers, driving about 60% of the company's revenue, roughly $60 billion. 7. The secret sauce of Soichiro's success. Soichiro Honda once said, "Success only comes after enduring many failures and reflecting on them." In everything we do, 1% is success, 99% is failure. This mindset defined his journey, a guy who faced setbacks head-on to learn and grow. Grit, a love for science, and relentless creativity were the keys that took Honda from a small shop to global dominance. In business, Soichiro stood out with his people-first approach. He treated employees like family, championing those with real skills over fancy degrees. He believed talent trumped paperwork. Soichiro's tireless work ethic inspired everyone at Honda, putting quality and innovation first. That spirit became the company's DNA, keeping it competitive for over 7 decades. Soichiro was also a maverick. When folks mocked him for buying scrap engines, he saw opportunity. When the car market was locked up by big players, he bet on compact, fuel-efficient models. His bold vision and willingness to break the mold turned Honda into a powerhouse. 8. A personal life full of passion. In 1973, at 67, Soichiro stepped down as Honda's chairman to retire, but stayed on as a senior advisor. Even in retirement, he kept pushing boundaries. At 77, he and his wife, Sachi, earned private pilot licenses, showing a youthful zest for life. He even took a small acting gig in a movie, proving his down-to-earth charm despite his stature. In 1980, People magazine named Soichiro one of the 25 most intriguing people, dubbing him Japan's Henry Ford for revolutionizing personal transportation. He was celebrated not just for his tech genius, but for spotting chances in tough times and defying society's obsession with degrees. Soichiro passed away in 1991, but his legacy lives on. In 2025, Honda remains a top global brand, valued at $24 billion by Interbrand. The company leads in motorcycles, cars, and even green tech like electric vehicles and hydrogen fuel cells. 9. The degree-less legend. From a black-nosed weasel kid in a poor village, Soichiro Honda proved degrees don't define success. With passion, grit, and ingenuity, he built Honda from nothing into a global giant, putting wheels under billions. His story isn't just one man's journey, it's a rallying cry for anyone daring to dream big and shrug off failure. Today, every time you spot a Honda logo on a Cub bike, a Civic, or hear an engine roar on the racetrack, think of the man who spent his life turning speed into reality. Soichiro Honda, the degree-less genius who left an eternal mark on the world.